Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to all of you to the Health Talk series of Health Quadrant, episode number 4. Let me introduce you to myself. I am Jinal Vora, a certified nutritionist from NFNA and a lifestyle disease management and reversal expert. So, I'm also a proud member of Health Quadrant Plus with another 30 plus dietitian, nutritionist, health health and wellness coaches with us, all with same motto of transforming 1 lakh lives by 2030. So, without any further delay, let me introduce you to Miss Sejpal, Miss Medha Sejpal, a certified nutritionist from NFNA and a wellness coach associated with Health Quadrant. Medha is passionate about helping individuals understand the connection between nutrition and health. Today, she will share with us her expertise on how metabolism plays a vital role in weight loss, with some practical tips to enhance our well being. So, let us welcome Medha Sejpal. Over to you, Medha.
Hello everyone. Thank you, Gina, for the wonderful introduction. Good
Thank you,
evening to
Medha.
everybody. Today we are going to cover and understand what is metabolism and how can we practically implement it in our daily lives. We'll explore how can we make practical changes to boost our metabolism and achieve sustainable weight loss. So, without further ado, dive right in. So, I'll quickly share my screen first. Okay, I hope my screen is visible to everybody. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Medha, it is.
Okay, sure. Great. So, what is metabolism? Let's kick things off with a quick question for all of you. Okay, I have two options here: how your body turns food into energy, and how your body stores fat. So, I want this to be an interactive session. So, can you guys help me answer it like by answering in the chat box A or B? What do you think? What is metabolism? Okay, people are saying A, B. Keep the answers coming, guys. Okay, so the correct answer is metabolism is how a body turns food into energy. Okay, it's a process that keeps us alive and functioning, and it is how our body turns the food we eat into energy and the fuel for everything that we do. It is the process that provides us with the total energy required for our body for the daily activities like breathing, exercising, walking, working, and also it is required for our vital functions like blood circulation, even sleeping and breathing. For example, right now your metabolism is helping you to focus on this presentation by fueling your brain and keeping your body comfortable. So now soon we'll look into what affects metabolism and how can you optimize it for better energy and weight management. So how does metabolism work? Metabolism is like the body's power plant. And did you know that your metabolism never stops even when you are resting and sleeping? It's a fun fact, right? Even when we are sleeping, our metabolism is working for us. So it constantly sustains our basic functions, like it provides energy for our daily activities and vital functions. It supports growth, repair, and recovery. For example, it recovers us from an injury or repairs our muscles after our exercise. Metabolism also ensures that our body has resources like energy and nutrients, which make this happen. Next, it also regulates our body temperature and hormones and nutrients, and it influences our weight loss, health, and energy balance. So it affects how efficiently our body burns calories, impacting weight management, overall health, and maintaining a balance between energy, the food we intake, and the energy expenditure. So here is a quick picture to make you understand, that metabolism has three stages. First, like input, process, and output. First is the input stage. So whatever food we eat, it consists of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water. Our body breaks down the food with the help of metabolism. It converts it into ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate, which is the energy currency of our body, which fuels all the energy demanding processes in our body. And as a byproduct, heat is released, and carbon dioxide and water is also released in the form of sweating and urination. So it's wonderful, right? Like how metabolism transforms our the food we eat into usable energy, heat, and the waste that we produce. Further, it can be broken down into two parts, like catabolism and anabolism. So in the next slide, I'm going to explain you what is catabolism and anabolism. So understand this like the building block and the building up teams in your body. Catabolism is basically all about breaking things down. So when we eat food, it gets digested into our body into smaller molecules like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Okay. Then when these are converted into energy, primarily in the form of ATP, as we saw in the above picture, which powers everything from moving our muscles to thinking. So without catabolism, our body wouldn't have the energy to function. The next system is anabolism. Anabolism, on the other hand, is the building up process. So, when our body needs energy, it uses energy to repair and grow cells, tissues, and organs, and it is also responsible for storing energy for future use. Now, I'll give you a quick example to make it understand. So, everybody like saves money and withdraws money from the ATM, right? So, understand catabolism as withdrawing money from the bank account, that is breaking down, and anabolism in turn is depositing money into the your savings account to build wealth for future needs. That is building up process. So, again, a quick question to you. What do you think your body is doing right now? Is it breaking down energy or is it building up? What do you guys think? So you're sitting, you're listening to this presentation. Maybe some of you are working or something. So what is your body doing right now? So the truth is, both are equally crucial for our body. Our body is constantly balancing and switching between these two processes. Okay, so now that we understand what is catabolism and anabolism, we'll dive right into the factors that influence the metabolic rate. So there are a lot of factors actually which influence the metabolic rate. First is the age, gender, genetics, body composition, lifestyle, and diet. So we'll go one by one. What I mean by age is as we age, metabolism tends to slow down. This is partly because we lose muscle mass and muscle burns more calories than fats. And if we are to lose muscle mass, then obviously our metabolism will also slow down. Now, for gender, men generally tend to have a higher metabolism than women, mainly because typically they, have more muscle mass than women. Next is the genetics. So, our genetics make a very play a very important role in terms of how fast or slow our metabolism is. Some people are naturally fast burners, while others are slow metabolic. वो बोलते ना, like somebody is saying that if I am to look at food also, or if I am to drink water also, I gain 1 kg, and other people are like, even if I eat like a whole pizza, I'm not able to gain weight. So those are the two differences. Yeah, so that all depends on your genetics. Then the body composition. If you have more muscles than fat, then you tend to have a higher metabolism because your muscles tend to help you burn more calories than fat tissues. Next comes the lifestyle. So what you're doing, like how your lifestyle is, how your stress factor is, what you're eating, how you're working, are you regularly exercising, also, and your eating habits, like how frequently are you eating out, are you fasting, or are you eating healthy food, homemade cooked food, or are you eating fast food? All these factors together influence your metabolic rate. So, in your diet, it is very important to include all the minerals, vitamins, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and to have a balanced diet, which can, help us build our body muscles and also help us in weight loss. So now that we have understood the factors which influence the metabolic rate, let us understand the foods the which are important to boost metabolism. So I've broken this slide down into two parts. One is the best foods and one is the worst foods, which can slow up or speed up your metabolism. So first, let us look at the best foods which are there. So, what foods should you consume? You should consume foods which are protein rich foods. You can consume black coffee, complex carbs, ghee, dark chocolate, some spices like cinnamon, lentils. So, as I mentioned earlier, protein rich foods require more energy to digest. They keep you full for a longer period of time, which means that your body burns more calories to digest proteins. For example, chicken, fish, tofu, paneer, eggs, legumes. These are all examples of protein rich foods. Whereas black coffee, the caffeine in black coffee gives a boost in metabolism for a short period of time by increasing the energy expenditure, and fat burning. Then comes the complex carbs. So we need to avoid complex carbs and we need to avoid refined carbs, and we need to consume more complex carbs like oats, quinoa, brown rice, which take longer to digest and keep us full and our energy balance full for a longer period of time. Then ghee and oil, which is ghee is actually comes under healthy fat, which contains fat that stimulate our digestive system and support the absorption of essential nutrients. Then people who have a sweet tooth can opt for dark chocolate instead of regular chocolate, which is rich in antioxidants and flavonoids. And when consumed in moderation, obviously, it improves metabolism and also improves the insulin sensitivity. Then some spices like cinnamon that they don't just add flavor to our food, but they can also stabilize the blood sugar levels by improving insulin sensitivity and boosting our metabolism. Lentils, lastly, are a powerhouse of fiber and protein, and they not only promote fullness but also increase calorie burn during digestion. So these were all the best foods which you can consume in your daily diet. But let's look at the worst foods as well. So the worst foods are sugary foods, fried food, refined carbs, fast foods, high sodium foods, high fat foods, and alcohol. So if you talk about sugary foods that are like your diet coke, your sodas, your mithai and everything, once in a while everything is fine, sweets and everything, but then obviously everything has to be consumed in moderation because all these foods are high in sodium. They basically retain water and lead to water retention in your body, making you feel bloated. Even you must have noticed, if you're eating outside food, you feel very bloated and body में मजा नहीं आता मतलब. So that is because that your body is not getting the proper nutrients which it requires, and also it is high fat and everything, so obviously you're overdoing your calories for the day. And you have to, moderation is the key everywhere. So 10 days, if you say, if you're eating healthy food, if you're eating properly balanced meals, in 1 or 2 days you can obviously have your treat meals. That is obviously nobody can eat like healthy forever, but you'll have to do it in moderation. That is the key. So next, coming to exercise for boosting metabolism. Now, exercise plays a crucial role in boosting metabolism. So, what are the effective ways in which you can do your favorite exercises and you can keep your body moving so that you can boost your metabolism? So, first is, even if you're not exercising, you'll have to move around daily. Okay. Next, if you're going to the gym, then you can lift weights or you can do interval sprints, or you can even do an epilator or cardio machine, or even you can walk, you can do yoga, you can dance, you can do HIIT or whatever exercise you want. But at least you will have to make sure that in a day at least 30 to 45 minutes you are dedicating your time for exercising. If you like yoga, you can do that as well. If you like swimming, if you are into sports like swimming, badminton, tennis, long tennis, anything you can do, but at least make sure to move your body at least 30 to 45 minutes daily. And if anything is not possible, then just simply go for a walk, but at least ensure that some kind of physical activity is included in your daily routine. Next, we'll burst some common myths, and I'll also explain some facts which are very common about boosting metabolism. So, first, we look at the myths. So, people say that eating spicy food drastically speeds up your metabolism, or eating more frequent meals like eating every 2 hours. छोटे छोटे meals खाते तो बहुत जल्दी जल्दी आपका metabolism boost हो जाता है. Then metabolism is fixed and it cannot be changed for anybody, so that it's genetically you cannot change your metabolism. Then if you skip your meals, like you skip your breakfast, if you do intermittent fasting in anything, then it boosts your metabolism. And if you're eating late at night and sleeping, then it slows down your metabolism. But are those really true? What do you guys think about these myths and facts? You can answer yes or no in the chat box, or if you have come across any other myths and facts, then you can an- put those also in the chat box. Okay, so now let us look at the facts surrounding this. So, people say that eating spicy food drastically speeds up. It is false. It does not drastically speed up your metabolism, but the effect is very minimum and temporary. Okay, so some people get acidity also, so you really have to take care if you're eating more spicy foods for a longer period of time. And it says that the next myth is that eating more frequent meals boosts your metabolism. So it is nothing like that. Your total daily calorie intake matters more than your frequent meals. If you're eating frequent meals like every 2 hours, but if you're going overboard with your calories, then that is a big no no. Even if you're eating every, like if you eat only dinner, and if you eat a mid meal, and if you eat only lunch, and if you're keeping your calorie count in track, then that boosts your metabolism as well. Next is skipping meals slows down your boosts your metabolism. So that is also wrong. Skipping meals actually slows down your metabolism because your body conserves the energy, because it thinks that अरे मुझे खाना तो नहीं मिल रहा है. So for whatever activity you're going to do next, for that purpose your body saves energy. So if you're eating regular meals, when your body feels hungry, it will give you the signs automatically. So at that time you can consume your meals, and then your metabolism will be in place. The last one is eating at night slows down your metabolism. So meal timing doesn't affect your metabolism. What matters is your total calorie intake, as I mentioned earlier as well, throughout the day, and not just in one particular meal or one particular portion of food that you eat. Now that we've cleared up some common myths, let us move on. How can we apply what we have learned today into our daily lives for better health? So, to summarize today's presentation, how to boost your metabolism. To optimize your metabolism, you need to focus on these key habits. That is, you don't skip meal, first of all. Regular eating when your body is hungry helps maintain metabolic function. You can eat small frequent meals, like you can eat a fruit sometime, or you can have green tea, or you can have black coffee, which can boost your metabolism. You can include protein-rich foods into your diet to support muscle growth and increase calorie burn. Next, you can add some daily activities like strength training, walking, or your favorite exercises like uh, walking, running, jogging, whatever keeps you active. Then next is getting good quality sleep. So getting sleep is also a crucial part, as it helps maintain our metabolism and also regulate our hormones. So lastly, to stay hydrated. Staying hydrated also supports our body's metabolic process, and also improves calorie burning. Sometimes we feel that we are hungry, but if we drink water, then we feel full. So you really need to ask your question whether you are hungry or you're just dehydrated. So whenever you feel like you're hungry, what you can do is you need to think that can I eat an entire apple at that particular point of time? Let's say, for example, if you just had lunch and then you have sweet cravings, so then you need to really think that can I have the particular one apple, one whole apple, or am I just my mind is playing around with me? You can maybe drink a glass of water and then wait for some time, and if you still feel that craving then and hungry, then that means your body is really hungry. But if not, then it's a false alarm. Okay, so these combined habits will help you maintain a healthy and effective and efficient metabolism. So thank you. That was it from my end. And thank you for all your time and attention today. And I hope you have enjoyed the presentation and understand, and hope you will apply and remember the small changes in your diet and exercises starting tomorrow. And do you have any questions? We can take questions now.
Yeah, Medha, we have few questions. We have one question. What is the difference between a fast and slow metabolism, and how does that impact weight management?
Okay. So fast metabolism is basically whatever food you are eating, it gets digested pretty quickly. So let's say if I'm eating carbs. So carbs generally have the tendency to get digested pretty quickly. But then if I'm eating a complex meal such as quinoa or brown rice with vegetables, then those are complex carbs which it take more time to digest. So that maintains and slows down your insulin spike as well, and it helps your regulate your metabolism as well. And slow metabolism, on the other hand, is like even if you are eating more carbs in your diet, or uh, skipping, sorry if there's another question. Yeah, so for slow metabolism, if you're eating more sugary foods, or if you're eating high fat foods, then your process or your system becomes sluggish. So then you'll actually, your body needs to work much more to maintain the metabolic activities. And you must have noticed also, if you eat a heavy meal, after that you feel really drowsy or you really feel sleepy, because it's not a proper balanced meal and it's loaded with like very high fatty foods.
Right. Good. Thank you. We have one more question. If skipping meals don't boost metabolism, then how does intermittent fasting help?
So intermittent fasting is basically given to a particular person depending on his age, height, weight, everything. And we also need to analyze whether if you're suitable to do the intermittent fasting or not. If, let's say, if you have thyroid, then we do not recommend you to do intermittent fasting, because that typically affects your hormones as well. So intermittent fasting
Right.
is not for everybody, but there is an eating window which you can follow. But in intermittent fasting also, we don't recommend to skip meals. It's just that at night, if you're eating at 8 o'clock, in the morning you'll have to eat at 8 o'clock. So it generally depends on particular person's body composition and other factors as well. And if we do a detailed analysis, then we can give a proper intermittent fasting plan to you.
Great. So the next question is there any relationship between sleep and metabolism?
Yes, it is. So if you sleep, your body is well rested, and it has, the food we have eaten in the previous night or in the previous day. It has consumed and converted that food, broken down that food into energy, and stored into our body as energy reserve, as in the form of ATP. So when we are
Right.
well rested and everything, so our body conserves the energy, and the next day we feel fresh. You can observe this for yourself also. Let's say for one day you sleep at 10 o'clock, in the next morning you wake up at 6 or 7. How fresh are you feeling? The next day, if you're going to sleep at 12 a.m. or 1 a.m., the next day, if you're waking up at 7 a.m. in the morning, see for yourself how sluggish you feel, because the body doesn't get the time to recover. Every day, see, now you're working, you have stress. Obviously people have stress, there are hundreds and thousands of tasks going on. So obviously your body needs time to recover from those activities, and sleep is the best option.
Great. And the next question is, how does age affect metabolism, and what can be done to maintain it over time?
Yeah. So as we age, our metabolism slows down because our muscle mass is reduced. So what you can do is you can have a balanced diet with proper proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins and minerals incorporated into your diet, and also be it under a calorie deficit if you want to maintain weight or consume the same amount of calories which you are consuming, and not overgo with the calories. As I mentioned earlier also, if 10 days if you're eating a healthy meal, 2 days obviously you can go for a treat meal, but then you'll have to ensure that those 10 days, if you want to lose weight or if you want to manage weight, then those 10 days at least you'll have to follow a proper healthy diet.
Absolutely. There is one more question, Medha.
Yeah.
What kind of meal we have to take for fat loss?
Okay, so it's a very generic question actually. Fat loss will depend upon the fat percentage which you're having, your BMI, your BMR, and what is your height, weight, age, etc. But in general, if you want to reduce fat, what you have to do is you'll have to include protein in each and every meal. So let's say if your staple breakfast is poha, if you're eating poha, it's just carbs and fat which is there. So we consume fat with every meal in the form of oil, ghee, butter, etc. And carbs are to everywhere. Like roti, rice, poha, whatever you consume, all those are carbs, but there is no protein source. So what you can do is either you can include sprouts, or you can add paneer as a protein source along with your meals. Even when you're eating lunch, you can add dal, or you can add a curd as a protein source, so that every meal is balanced, because carbs and fats, though every we Indians consume it like very well and very regularly, but protein is something which is missing from our diet. And if you consume
So,
protein, then it keeps your system full as well for a longer period of time.
so basically a balanced diet which has not only carbs and fats, but also a good amount of protein.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Yeah. So I think we are done with our questions, Medha. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So thank you for your wonderful presentation. It was really very insightful. And
Thank you so much.
thank you to our viewers. We see you next week with our episode number 5.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone.
All right. I think